Hello my dear friend, I hope you are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it, press the bell icon, hit the like button also. Friends, as you know, we have already covered several videos regarding political science lecture. If you have not watched previous video, please visit all of that. That will boost your confidence regarding political science syllabus. And friends, I have cleared UPSC preliminary examination once, and whatever I have learned from the my institution, I am providing all the data to you, and it can be utilized for the state PCS examination also. Friends, do not worry about the your preparation because I have started all the videos from the scratch itself. If you are finding interesting my video, please share among your friends. Let's get started because today I am going to talk about the what are the privileges and immunity we are have provided to the parliamentarian, because they are the doing greatest task, because we are the people of India having faith and aspiration to the parliament, and parliament main task is to legislate, and it's a very credible task because each and every person faith and aspiration belonging to the parliamentarian only. Because if they would not follow the rule, or if they would be in the coercion, or they would be in the force of the any person, that definitely they would not make, or they would not able to legislate in the impartial manner. This is the credibility of the parliamentarian. That's why we have to give them immunity. Even like this is already mentioned in the article 105, means it's provide power to the parliament to make legislate or to make law for the parliamentarian only. Because if a parliamentarian are uh, would be the in the condition that they would win the force, that's why in article 105 is talking about the parliamentarian can make law for giving them immunity. This is the scenario of the article 105. If I would talk about the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. Like prior to the 1978, there was a provision in the Indian Constitution, like till the time our parliament is not making law or for law for the people or the MP, till the time we would, or we will, our parliamentarian would enjoy the same privilege and immunity which are provided to the British government to their MP. Means whatever power available to the MP of the British, that would be available to the MP in India, because we are imitating or we are replicating the parliament form of the government British, because they were ruling us prior to the our freedom. Yes, if I would talk about the 44th Constitution Amendment Act 1978, this amendment abrogate or annul the word, means we are replicating the immunities and powers from the British Parliament, but the privilege and the protection available to the parliamentarian would remain same or will remain same that point of time, because they have deleted this word, that power available to the parliamentarian. They added only that what are the powers available to the parliamentarian on the 20th June 1979. Means on the date of the 20th June 1979, what are the powers available with the parliamentarian, they would remain till the time parliament is not making law under article 105. This is the provision, or this is the wording changed by the 44th Constitution Amendment Act, because we are a sovereign country and we do not want to follow the another country constitution. That's why we have deleted that word, that power and immunity we are replicating from the British Parliament. This was the provision. And no member of the parliament shall be liable to get punishment, because when he is speaking in the parliament or he is voting upon any issue in the parliament itself, means no court can punish the parliamentarian on the ground of this thing. Whatever he speak in the parliament, or in which favor he is giving vote, that is not, this cannot be questioned any court of law, because if parliamentarian wouldn't be in the coercion or the force, they would not legislate in the impartial manner. This is the provision provided by the our parliament to the parliamentarian or MP. That's why I want to give one example of the JMM bribery case. It was a case of the 1990 when the our prime minister was the PV Narasimha Rao. PV Narasimha Rao, 1993. It was a case of the 1993 when the PV Narasimha Rao was the president. What was the issue? That point of time, PV Narasimha Rao was in apprehension that he would lose confidence in the parliamentary floor, Lok Sabha floor. That point of time, he was like, it was allegation on him, or he alleged by the people of the parliament or the people outside the parliament, that he gave bribe to the parliamentarian, some of MP. He gave bribe some of MP to give or to annul, to abrogate the vote of like no confidence motion, because that point of time his government was not in majority. That's why allegedly, means the allegation was on him that to give bribe to some of the MP, to give favor in his, like, to give vote in his favor. Like 4 MP took bribe and 1 MP also took bribe, but the 4 MP gave vote in the favor of the PV Narasimha Rao, and 1 person did not give vote for the like no confidence motion. Then case went up to the court, and the court provided the inquiry provision to the CBI. CBI investigate the whole course, and that was true that PV Narasimha Rao gave bribe to the 4 MP, and 4 among them gave vote in the favor of the PV Narasimha Rao, and 1 person, like, he make his conscience and he could not vote in the favor of the PV Narasimha Rao, although he has taken money from him. That point of time, court says, because that was a plain reading of the constitution, and that Supreme Court judge told, yes, there is a connection, there should be like a connection between vote and bribe. Yes, they have taken bribe, they given vote to the PV Narasimha Rao. That's why they would not prosecute. And the member, the MP who took bribe and he gave not vote, let punish him, because it's our article 105 provide that no parliamentarian can be asked or cannot be punished on the vote or speak. I mean, whatever he is voting to anyone else, that cannot be questioned in the court of law or in our judiciary. Or whatever he is speaking, that cannot be questioned in any judiciary. This is the provision. And because there is a connection. What type of connection? Means there should be a connection between the vote and bribe. That's why the 4 members cannot be like punished, and 1 person was punished, and that Supreme Court pronounced, criticized by everyone in the India, because that was a like very gruesome case, because 1 person like made his conscience and he could not give vote to the PV Narasimha Rao, and 4 members gave vote to PV Narasimha Rao, and they were like totally free, because it's article 105 that provides immunity to them, because whatever they can say in the parliament, whatever, like whoever they give vote, they would not be liable to get punishment any court of law. This was the provision of our constitution at that point of time. Like, let's move further, that if like this was a notorious decision, and you might have seen several times in the parliament, like some people are saying that please expunge these remarks from my sayings. How can it possible? Because that we are generally talking about the article 19, freedom of speech and expression. That is totally different. Whenever we are talking about the article 19 is saying that we are having complete immunity from the freedom of speech and expression. Means we can speak anything we can, and there are some reasonable restriction on the freedom of speech and expression, but the case is not along with the parliament or MP members. How? Because whatever like they are saying, they can say, and it's provide immunity under article 105. But there are some restriction on the parliamentarian speaking also, and they like freedom of speech and expression. These are the some provision. The first thing is they cannot criticize the speaker. Means a speaker, whatever speaker decision can take, but they cannot criticize the speaker any point of time for his decision, because it is the sole responsibility of the speaker, like rustigate anyone from, or like terminate any person membership from the house. Even like this case happened in recent time, because some of the parliamentarian removed from the, or they terminate, suspend from the parliament session due to like they have made a uproar in the session. And the second is that they cannot, the parliamentarian cannot criticize any judge of the Supreme Court or High Court till the time like the proceedings were not started by the like impeachment process is not there, or they have not made resolution to remove from the like a Supreme Court judge or High Court judge. Means till the time they would not able to criticize other, if they are doing, then they would be liable to get punishment in the court of law. And that they cannot use unparliamentary language. Means they should not use, even like if I would talk about the L.K. Advani, Lal Krishan Advani was yearning for the prime minister post, and even like Lalu Prasad Yadav like criticize or comment on the L.K. Advani. Yes, you are yearning for the prime minister post, but surely, and I'm damn sure that you would not get the prime minister post. This was a case, and such type of conversation is not allowed in the parliament itself. That's why he requested to the speaker, please expunge my comment, means please forgive me and delete my these wordings from the speech itself. This was a case. And even the case happened with the, even Lal Krishan Advani also told that PM Manmohan Singh, yes, like due to several scams, that he told that all the scams happened in the Manmohan Singh government itself. And after that, like he took sorry, he seek sorry for the each and every members over there, and he told, and please, Madam Speaker, please expunge my words from the my speech. This was the case. Means this is not allowed. That's why there are three restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression of the MP also. This is the provision. And what are the collective responsibility and immunity they are having? Collective privileges, we can say, and immunity, we can say. Collective means all the members of the Lok Sabha, what are the like immunity they are having. The first one is that they can exclude, means it can exclude strangers, that MP can exclude stranger, and they can hold parliamentary meeting in the secret place also. This is the first provision or immunity they are having. These are the collective privileges. And the second one is that it can punish members from the parliament itself or outside the members. Like already I have gave example, Lalu Prasad Yadav criticized that Lal Krishan Advani, but that point of time so many like parliament were not in against the Lalu Prasad Yadav. But if I would give you example of the Kejriwal and Anna Hazare, they criticize that government have to take or bring Lokpal in the stream, and if in the like that point of time that Anna Hazare and Kejriwal was criticized by each and every person in the parliament. That is the case whenever like any person, like any parliamentarian or any person coming outside and he is criticizing the parliament, they would not allow, because they all come together and criticize Anna Hazare and Kejriwal. That was a like case of the collective privileges they are enjoying. A member of the member of parliament they are enjoying. And the next immunity and collective privileges they are having is regarding like the courts are prohibited to inquire into the proceedings of the house of the committee. Means court are not allowing to show that like what are the proceedings is happening in the parliament, or the parliament committee is taking decision. They are not allowed to inquire in that type of decision. This is the provision in our constitution. And the fourth collective immunity is like no person can be arrested, or no legal act process or civil or criminal can be served with the precincts, means within the area of the parliament without the permission of the speaker. Means no parliamentarian or MP cannot be arrested by the judiciary or the executive, or like whenever he is in the parliament itself. Like first of all he has to take, or the policeman has to take permission from the speaker, then only he would allow to arrest that person. This is the collective immunity provided to the member of the parliament. Now move further to the individual privileges. What are the privileges available of the MP, member of parliament? The first privilege is freedom of arrest. Freedom from arrest means whenever the parliament session is going on, you know that parliament legislation process or legislation work is so crucial and so important, like none other the task of the important for the parliamentarian or MP. Whenever like any session is going on, like prior to the session, 40 days prior to the session and during session, and after the 40 days of the session, the person would not like bring behind bars through like by the executive, because legislation is a such crucial task that our executive cannot abrogate in between or cannot hinder in between. Definitely after 40 days he would be get punishment, or he would liable whatever like is due, but we have to keep this in mind. This is the privilege provided to the individual MP, that after 40 days only proceedings of the like session, closed session, then only he would able to get punishment, liable to go behind the bars. This is the provision. And the second immunity or privilege is provided to the parliamentarian is freedom from the jury service. Means during the session, if he is a witness in any case, or he or she is no witness in any case, then during this session he like freedom from the jury service and jury proceedings. After the parliament session he would allow to go as work as a witness in any case, and during the session he would not allow to do so. This is the provision. And if I would talk about the why this type of like what are the rationale behind this. Generally whenever like in Britain, job is very important for the question. See how session like because prior to the session he has to take, or he has to work out that what are the questions may be asked during the session, what are the agenda of the session, what type of question he has to reply, and after 40 days he would prepare all the answer whichever asked by the parliamentarian in the questions hour. This is the provision. That's why like we are provided them immunity. This is the only reason. This is the rationale behind they give them immunity. And we are replicating the parliament form of the government of British. That's why we are providing the same provision to the our members of the parliament. And if you are ask me, it's high time, because right now you might have seen several case happenings against the parliamentarian and MP, but it's a high time codify all the privileges, otherwise it give interpretation of the constitution. Means it needs interpretation of the constitution, because generally happens like you might have seen in the Lok Sabha session or Rajya Sabha session, whenever like people are coming with the lot of the If you might have seen in the news or during the parliament session that so many parliamentarians they are making uproar in the parliament itself, and even like a parliamentarian from the Andhra Pradesh was like, even we generally keep say or keep calling him as a pepper spray minister, because he bring a pepper spray in the parliament itself. And even like a one MP come up with the knife in the session itself. And it's a, like, people are having so much faith, and like so many people or youngster want to replicate the politician. And how can like they do so? And it's a totally like uh, abrogation, or they're totally broken of the faith of and aspiration of the people. And they are the role model for the public, they should not do. And that's why we have to codify all the privileges provided to the parliamentarian, and then only like we would able to maintain the decorum of the like temple of the democracy. And even like due to such type of activity, like our speaker keep on saying bad job, but they are not doing or they are not following the norms. And that's why like even so many wastage of money is also because that parliament session is abrogating between in between, because and they are taking payment from the like, members, the person who are giving taxes. That's why a totally waste of the money. And it's a crucial time, it's a high time our government should think about this, and all the privileges like collective privileges or individual privileges they our parliament have to codify under article 105. And even like you can take example of the GST like law framed in the 1.5 year. Can you imagine one law is taking 1.5 year to get passed? That this situation can be happen in another case also. And our government should think about this, and even they have to come forward to codify all the privileges and collective privileges they are enjoying. And even if I would talk about the some suggestion, because this can be beneficial for the perspective of the mains examination. Like first suggestion from my side, what should they do? That we should follow the opposition agenda. Opposition agenda. What do you mean by the opposition and agenda? Opposition agenda is that prior to the any session there would if there is a provision for the 3 or 4 days that opposition party would speak, and they would decide what are the grudges they are having against the government or the executive. They can come up with this such type of grudges, and in the within these 3 4 days, like before any session of the any session, 3 4 days would be available to the opposition. They can bring any questions, they can like bring any notice, whatever notice is there. And whatever notice is there, they can bring any questions in front of the government, and government can reply in that period. This is the good. Otherwise they would keep on abrogating the session, and they would right now they are disturbing each and everything. Like 3 4 days should be allotted to the opposition only, and even like so many countries are following such type of agenda. And the second suggestion from my side means, even like you might have seen several times that BJP was accusing Prime Minister Manmohan Singh that till the time Prime Minister would not speak, we would not continue this session. Even right now, our Congress is also alleging that Prime Minister Modi, yes, Prime Minister is totally silent on the like black money and like violation of the human rights. That's why like this should be the provision. Each and every week there would be the time allotted to the Prime Minister only. Then only like after 1 week, every week Prime Minister would speak or would reply each and every question of the opposition party. This should be the process. Then there would be minimum gap or minimum hindrance in the parliamentary session and parliamentary proceedings. And if this process would followed by the parliamentarian, definitely we can come out with the fruitful thing. That is all about the like privileges provided to the parliamentarian. Thanks for watching. I would come tomorrow with the more innovative idea and data. Thanks. Bye.